Being able to sell your idea is about promoting it to people in a way that they identify with. It's vital to make sure your promotional activity is designed to help achieve your objectives. After all, it's generally not a good use of your time to promote your project just for the sake of it.
Concerning fundraising, we luckily have support of Prague, of the city, but we must search for new sponsors, and that's the main issue. We have to convince them to give us their money, and that's the most important and the most difficult. And we're trying to show that our project has sense and it's useful. It's really useful.
Your worksheet has space to write your objectives and why you need to do promotion. To develop a successful communications plan, you need to identify specific audiences and tailor your communication to them. As an example, you may want to target funders in the Indian computer industry and underprivileged young people. For your initiative to successfully engage them, you will need to tailor your communication. As a starting point, think about who these specific audiences are and what you want to say to each one of them. To build a detailed profile of the types of people, ask questions such as, who are they? Why do you want to target them? How old are they? Why would they be interested in what you're doing? What else are they interested in? What questions are they likely to have about what you're doing? What could stop them being involved? For example, time, money, interest. What media do they use? For example, a local newspaper, radio station, website, social network, etc. When you have multiple audiences, you need to work out who is most important. To do this, use the following questions. First, what impact is their involvement going to have? Second, how important is it to have their support? Third, what might they need from you in order to provide you with their support? Once you have answered each question, use the results to rank each target audience in order of importance to your objectives. Prioritising some audiences above others will help you to use your time and energy effectively. Messaging is about condensing the who, what, when, where, how and why of an idea in a way that's really brief, simple and exciting. You may have heard of ideas like the elevator pitch, the 30-second pitch or the one-pager. All of these are about messaging and you choosing what is most important to say to people in the shortest possible amount of time. In this section, we walk you through how to do two things. The first is called the hook, a 3-sentence, 30-second elevator pitch. It's called an elevator pitch because once you have finally tuned it, you should be able to convince someone to support your project in the amount of time you spend with them in an elevator. The second is about developing extended messaging, a 1-page, 2-minute summary. This will be an invaluable resource for you when anyone requests more information about your project and for writing funding applications.
Actually, the promotion process was the biggest challenge of the project because we are working with children, the education system of Turkey, the government and also the parents of the children didn't get it at the first glance. During the promotion process, we try hard to tell other people the meaning and the results of the project. When you show the outcomes to other people, then it's, the promotion naturally does itself.
Answering the following questions will help you work out what needs to be said to get people interested, the hook, and which bits are really important, where your extended messaging comes in. What is your idea called? What type of initiative is it? For instance, is it an awareness campaign, fundraising event, exhibition? Why are you doing it? What do you want people to do? For example, come to your event, send an email, or join a group. What about your idea will make people want to be involved? What details do they need to get involved? For instance, may they need to know when and where it is, how much it will cost? What motivated you to start it? Using your personal story can be very powerful in answering this question. Now you want to refine your ask of people into 3 sentences. Generally, You want to spend one sentence on each of these three things. Context. What are you doing and how is it relevant to them? Impact. Why you're doing it and what you hope to achieve. Action, or the ask. What you'd like them to do. This process can take quite a bit of time and is best done with some friends and people working with you as a brainstorm. Sometimes the action sentence will change as you want different things from different people. Once you're happy with your lines, write them down and put them on your wall. Once you've got your hook, you need to develop a concise summary of your idea. In addition to the context, impact and ask, you can add credibility, why people would take your work seriously. Next steps. Clear details on how to get in touch with you or ask questions.
You have to use your youth as a starting point because at least you can say that you haven't had failed projects. You haven't had many projects perhaps, but the ones that you have had haven't failed. So in that sense, you're bringing around the idea that you are innovative, you are forward thinking, and you are young. You want to see change, and in that sense, you bring around a new idea, a new start, a new way of thinking. So I think that as young people, we need to use that to our advantage. I mean, I know certainly that I've used that.
Reaching your target audience is about picking the best combination of channels to get your message through. Let's look at some of the pros and cons of different types of communication channels in terms of time, cost and impact. Word of mouth is far and away the most effective way to get people to do things, but also the most time-consuming. It's often not possible to do on a large scale, but can be great for follow-up after some initial interest. Putting stuff up on websites is important to build your profile and help people find out more, but you can't assume anyone will actually visit. Media coverage of your project is a great way to reach many people with a simple message, but you lose control over how your message is presented. It can be hard to set up, and you can't contact the readers to follow up with them. Online social networks are great for spreading awareness, but they often need to be followed up by real conversations to make sure people who show interest do what they say they will. Paid advertising can be good for events and to launch your brand, but it's very expensive, especially when it's on a small scale. Free advertising is often hard to turn back, but make sure you don't spend a long time preparing ads that are seen by irrelevant audiences for your project. If you're a good writer, email newsletters and promotion can be great. See if you can build up a mailing list over time. Generally, you want to have a range of channels that you use targeted at different times to different audiences.
We have a blog and now it has changed to a website. And I am also a journalist and there are a lot of my friends who are, and we have good relationships with the media. So I think we didn't really do anything but doing our activities. People know about us and tell to the media like, you should report something about the Cure for Tomorrow. And then the media called us. And basically, we just try to build good relationships with people and people will come to you eventually.
So the promotion for our project is quite simple. We try to cooperate with schools. And so we are trying to contact the principals of schools, and they are making promotion at their schools from all around the Czech Republic. And then we're trying to communicate with media. That's a big part of our promotion, and we're trying to make some print materials and send it all around the Czech Republic. That's it.
For promotion, what we do, okay, I'll just say one word, Facebook. No, I'm joking, there are other ways also. But we just need, ours is a mainly volunteer-run project, as in we just need like huge numbers of volunteers to just come together and like give all the energy in teaching kids and going to different areas and doing a lot of different things, because the aim of our project is basically mobilizing youth in different projects. So it's more like a volunteer-run project. So like I said, Facebook and other networking sites you can use. We do it through emails, and then what we do is that there's a large network of young people in colleges across the city where I stay, which is New Delhi, where people want to work. Like, it's increasingly becoming popular. People do want to engage in such activism. So what we do is we make sure that through all our activities, we have like posters out and we have flyers out in places where the younger people go to. They go to like chill out, go to bars or wherever. We like make sure it's all up there and it's up in colleges. And like really you would be surprised with the number of people who do respond to that. So that's how we do it, word of mouth and like basically places where the young people would go to, yeah.
Design. How will your project look and feel? Once you've picked a channel that will reach your target audience, you need to make sure what you produce is actually appealing in how it looks and what it says. Some simple tips include coming up with a consistent look for your project. Pick a font, a colour and a logo that you can use every time. Take inspiration from others. Go through websites your target audience would find appealing and write down what it is that works for them. Or with your team, cut out advertising and images from old magazines that you have and make a collage that represents your organisation's image. Don't let the text dominate. Add some big, bold pictures or leave lots of white space. When you are writing, use simple words and keep it brief. A basic tip is show, don't tell. Instead of saying something will be great, describe why it will be amazing, using examples. Today, it's easier than ever using computers to make something look great, and people, especially other young people, will be quick to judge if your project looks unprofessional. It may never be your number one priority, but having a credible image can really help involve more people and raise the support you need. Every time someone contacts you, you should prioritise following them up and finding something useful for them to do that can help achieve your project's objectives. Keeping contact details is essential. It enables you to contact your participants, team members, supporters, and everyone else easily and efficiently. Some people forget to keep good databases of contacts, and they usually regret it. You should start a table similar to the one below. So let's recap. Being able to sell your idea well is critical to inspiring others to get involved in your vision. You'll definitely need to practice a 30-second pitch and a one-page summary. Think about your target audience, who they are, what they care about. Pick the right channels through which you can reach them, and develop a consistent image that reflects your work and will appeal to your audience.